Isaac. He's 14. And both of my kids were diagnosed with cancer about a year apart. Alicia was diagnosed with brain tumor in September of 2012. And then 1 year later, almost to the day, Isaac was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in September of 2013. And it was life-changing. Everything that we used to do completely was different. Now our lives are filled with oncology visits and radiation and just totally life-changing.
So for most people, it's impossible for us to fathom what it's like to have a child with a life-threatening illness. So can you kind of go into a little bit of detail as best you can, what your schedule is like, what you're trying to juggle everything that you have, just to try and give an idea, because with HopeKids we know a lot of our families, so there's a lot of stuff that goes on aside from the diagnosis and the treatment that families aren't aware of. So having one kid is difficult enough. How do you juggle everything with 2 kids with cancer and another child as well? So if you can just share a little insight.
Not really sure. You just do it. When Isaac was admitted into the hospital with Hodgkin's lymphoma, it just happened on the same day he was starting his first treatment. Alicia was actually getting chemo too on the other side of the hospital. And I think I probably walked 150 miles that day because I went from checking on him to checking on her back and forth the whole time. And then after, Alicia had oncology visits every Wednesday. Isaac went 3 days a week to oncology. Then when he had radiation, that was 5 days a week. And then my oldest son played hockey, and if anybody has a hockey player, that's a full-time job in itself too. So people always ask me, how do I do it? Where do I find the time? And you just do it. There's no choice. I have 2 sick kids, and somebody has to do it, and that's me, so, yeah.
So when you heard the words your child has cancer, obviously you said that your world was turned upside down, and from that point on everything changed. In terms of family and friends and support, how was that? Did you have any preconceived idea how you were going to handle it in advance, or did it turn out like you thought, or was there anything different, anything surprise you about?
It was different because, you have friends and you have family and people that you're very close to, and initially everybody is, what do you need, what can I help you with, what can I do for you, and then little by little, people stop calling and people stop, coming around, and you run into people every once in a while and they're like, oh, how are the kids, and well, we're still going through it, and so yeah, it definitely changed with support from friends and family. And then you have some people that are really supportive, some friends and family that are always there, so you lose a lot.
And you need that support, right? It's pretty cool.
And, when my sister was diagnosed and they told her that she had a tumor in her brain, of course my mom bawling her eyes out, my sister crying. Well, and then almost a year later, the doctor told me I had a mass in my chest. My mom's crying and I'm just sitting next to her and I say, I'm going to be fine, Mom. Everything's going to be okay. Because I just knew that it was going to be fine. It was going to be okay and everything was going to be great. So
where are you at with your treatment?
I'm in remission. I've been yeah, so been till last April. Last April I've been in remission since then, so it's been pretty awesome, not going to the hospital feels great, so.
And we hear it a lot when HopeKids here in Minnesota, we're serving nearly 1,000 families, and we hear the same story over and over again about the support and the lack of, and the importance of having that support. And especially in teenage years, it's very different for a child that's 3 or 4 going through treatment, but for a teenager it's completely different. They've got life experiences, they have hopes, they have dreams, they've made plans. Being accepted is really important for those teenage years, and it is very different for a toddler to talk about it, to understand, because they don't know any different. So with both of you being teenagers, I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about that, and if there's anything you can share about the impact that the diagnosis has had. It's more than just the treatment. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that no one's aware of, and the effect that it has.
And one of those things was like, I used to hang out with friends all the time. Like I would come home from school, my friends would come over, we would walk around the city, hang out all the time. After I got diagnosed, my friends stopped texting me, my friends stopped calling me, friends stopped asking me if I wanted to hang out. I'd post on Facebook all the time, guys, like I can hang out just because I have cancer doesn't mean I'm locked at home all the time. Like, I can still go out and have fun and hang out with friends. Like, I'm not any different. I'm the same person, just I have a sickness and that's not stopping me. So that's like one of the big things. Like, I don't hang out with my friends as much. Like, I have some friends that do completely totally understand. Like, if I feel good, great. If I don't, that's fine. That we still hang out. But I lost a lot of friends, and people like I didn't even know like started coming up to me and like, oh, best friends. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, all right, we can be best friends. Like, no problem. But you kind of lose friendships with people, and it just sucks.
Do you have a sense why? Is it just they don't understand how to talk to you or what to say, or they feel awkward?
Well, yeah, I kind of feel like they think like I'm sick all the time, and I feel like they think like if I start hanging out with them and they don't feel good all the time, we're not gonna get to hang out anymore, so I don't want to hang out with them. And I kind of feel like that. So it's
At a time when you need them more than
yes. Yeah.
Isaac, for you, is it a similar experience? That your diagnosis, your treatment protocol was a lot shorter.
Yeah, it was. I think I was in treatment for 5 months, about 5 months, and in that 5 months, I was removed from school. I went on the homebound, and I think pretty much every day I would hang out with my friends, but I only had like 5 friends.
Must be a guy thing.
And yeah, no, I got a lot of support from them.
And that was important.
Yeah,
That helped you get through it.
That was a very good part, because I would come home, I'd be sick, and then the next day I'd feel fine, and I just want to hang out with my friends. They would just bring me up immediately, just talking around, having a great time.
And so you have, as part of your being in remission, you have scans, regular blood work and scans. So for you, life's back to normal. You sports and hanging with your buddies and doing all the.
Not much sports. I'm not a sports person. Video games.
Hey, remember the gym! You heard me.
So Alicia and Isaac had shared that his treatment's finished and he's just in follow-up. So can you speak a little bit about where you are with your treatment?
I've been doing treatment for 2.5 years. I did all my rounds in my last treatment. It wasn't shrinking, but it wasn't growing. And then in August, they had told me my tumor had grown a little bit. So I had to get put on a different chemotherapy, and it is finally shrinking. Finally. After 2.5 years, like I did the last one for 2 years, and like I said, it wasn't growing, but it wasn't shrinking, and I did this one for 4 months, and it's finally shrinking.
So that 4 months is
Yes.
you just finished?
No, not yet. No. This one I'm estimated to do it for 2 more years, but my doctor said if it's gone before then, like I can be done. So I'm like, please be gone, please.
So Candy, how did you get involved with Relentless? What was your introduction? You're from Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit area.
Well, I got this message on Facebook from Tommy Westoff. It was like,
Tommy!
sent me a message, and I believe it was in February, and he sent me this message, and he's like, hey, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Relentless. And I said, well, unless you're coming over at like 10:30 at night, there's no way, because she's in a round of chemo. He's 5 days a week on radiation. My oldest son is in hockey playoffs, so there is no time. And then we went to, for Austin, Valentine, we went to a vigil at the football field by our house. And then we ended up speaking there. And so, you know, we were like, well, we're honored that you want us to be one of the families. And then probably like a week later, I get a message and it says, hey, I know you're one of the families, but would you like to be a lifter? And I went, oh, I don't know nothing about this stuff, nothing. And he said, don't worry about it. We'll take care of everything. And so I was so honored to be able to lift in November at Detroit Relentless. And I think I have a little bit of a bug for it because I really enjoy it.
Well, yeah, you have a unique perspective for sure, because you are a so you're the beneficiary of Relentless,
Yeah.
but you're also a participant of Relentless. So really unique perspective. So can you share a little bit about both sides of it and the impact that Relentless has had on you and your family?
It has been.
In 2 words.
Freaking awesome.
Do it in 144 characters.
OMG. No, when I actually told my friends my mom was lifting, they were like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, oh no, she's not all bronzed out when I said Olympia. Yeah, I know. My friends were just like, wow, that's weird. I know. Yeah, my mom could probably break you. So, no, and when I see her lifting, I don't know. It's just, she's probably one of my hero to me, you know.
All the people from, like, I was nervous to join Relentless, and I am so happy I did, because I've got to meet so many great people and so many great families, and just made so many new friends, and I love every single one of them, and every single person from Relentless is family, and I love them all.
We love you. We love you.
That's where it is right there. Relentless came into our lives when financially, I'm a single parent who's self-employed. And if I don't work, I don't make money. And that's it, one income household. And Relentless came to us in like financial turmoil. But I always say, and I will say it 110%, financially it is amazing. But the support is undescribable. It is undescribable. And you know, when you're just having those days and you're just feeling down or whatever, you know, you get messages from people, and people that I don't even know, and they send the kids cards, or they send a little gift, or they just send me a message, how you doing? And that is so important, because you sometimes you could be in a room full of people and you feel absolutely alone, because nobody understands. But when you're in a room full of these people, it's a totally different feeling. Like Alicia said, it's family.
And that's the support you need.
That's the support you need.
Yeah, there's plenty of peer-reviewed journal information from the medical world out there that says that the families that are dealing with a child with a life-threatening illness need to be immersed in a thriving support community, because they are going to do better. They are going to. It's not a cure. A support group is not a cure for the illnesses, but it's a very important aspect that goes along with the hospitals and the treatment and the doctors. It's part of it. You have to have that. And kids hanging out with other kids that understanding the journey is critical as well. And the medical world knows that they're going to present better, they're going to do better through their treatment as a result of having that support. And I think that's what Relentless and Team Hope is all about, and also HopeKids, the beneficiaries of Relentless. We want to provide that support community, that love and community that these families need. And so for HopeKids, that when you guys support and raise the money, it's going to support HopeKids. We have a chapter here in Minnesota, we have one in Texas, Utah, and also Arizona. We're serving about 3,500 families across those states. And they've all got stories just like Candy's family. So we provide an ongoing calendar of events. We always want there to be something on the calendar for the kids to look forward to. But it's everything that goes along with our events that is critical. It's what we've been talking about. It's the support. It's hanging out as a family. It's hanging out with other families just like theirs. And there's a lot of safety and acceptance that comes along with that. Like Candy said, you just feel different when you're hanging around families that understand. One of our families put on Facebook a while ago, they said one of the coolest things about being part of HopeKids is they have a child with machines and they make noise. And they said when we go out in public, we hear, is that your machine or mine? Oh, sorry, I messed up. We hear, what's that noise? But she said when you're at a HopeKids event, you hear, is that your machine or mine? People understand. One of our movie events, we'll have 15 wheelchairs and they're like, no one cares. It's just part of the deal. And being engrossed in that kind of a support is very, very, very important for our families, and that's what HopeKids provides. And that's what you're contributing to. So thank you for all the efforts and the fundraising. This is the biggest fundraising event we do across all our chapters. So this is a huge deal for us. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Candy's lifting tomorrow. So make sure you do that tomorrow and support Candy and Jim on. Alicia, thank you. Candy, Isaac. I hope that's giving you a little bit of an insight into the lives that our families have. So I think I'm going to pass it over to Scott.